Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. So that's where we learn about mind process, how our mind functioning, right? So today I will repeat a little bit so that if you understand how our mind is functioning, so you understand all these rootless consciousness, right? So therefore it's important to understand. So this is a normally mentioned in Sutta Pitakas. It's very easy. So we have eye sensitivity, and visible form outside. So these two are material phenomena, right? Material phenomena. So because of eye and form, we have eye consciousness. So the medium of these three is called contact. So if we have a contact, we have feeling, definitely we have feeling, whether good or bad, right? Then we have a perception. Then after perceiving what we see, then our mind function. Sometimes we are angry, sometimes we are greedy, right? So this is mental activities. So we see something we see, the eye consciousness. So medium of these three is called contact. If we have a contact, feeling. Then after feeling, you will perceive the object. So you will, in your mind, mind is walking, right? Whether you have seen this one, whether it is good or bad, like this. Then after that, your mind start to function, right? Start to react. Question?
Feeling before perception. Isn't it first I perceive something and then I say good, bad. Only later I have feeling.
Oh yeah. That what you mean is perception should come first, right? So normally in a way of five aggregate, right? Five aggregate. So the first one is called Rupakana, materiality. So actually regarding with the matter, right? Matter. So the last four are called mental ones. Mental one. So the first one is called Vedana, feeling. This one, feeling. Then after that, perception. Then after perception, mental activities. Sometimes we translate as a mental formation, right? Volitional formation or mental formation. Then only after that, consciousness comes. So the reason is, so the feeling is the most obvious or the most prominent mental state, right? The most prominent mental state. Then after that, perception comes. Compared to feeling, so perception is subtle. I don't know how to say, more subtle. Then compared to perception, mental activities, just like anger, greed, hatred, jealousy, all these ones. So these are very subtle ones. So compared to all these ones, mental activities, consciousness is more subtle one. So therefore, actually, of course, according to Abhidhamma, so if we learn second chapter, you will know that contact, feeling, perception arises at the same time. At the same time, because sometimes the Buddha say, because of contact, we have feeling. If we have feeling, we have craving. So the Buddha didn't talk about perception, because it depends on the conditions or the listeners. So based on that, so sometimes the Buddha do not use the word contact or feeling. Contact. So the Buddha may use the body directly. Because we have a body, because of our body, we have feeling, good or bad feeling. So just like that, sometimes the Buddha may jump, right? So it depends on the listener. So in that occasion, the Buddha said that because we have a body, the Buddha visit a sick monk. One of the monk is sick. So the Buddha go and of course asking and talking the Dhamma. So by that time, so the Buddha said that because we have a body, therefore we have a feeling, good or bad. Every type of feeling is impermanent. So the Buddha is talking to the sick monk. So what I want to say is, depending on conditions, so we may have a different. Sometimes we have to skip, right? Skip. But according to Abhidhamma, in second chapter, you will learn that here, contact, unconsciousness, contact, feeling, perception, some of the mental activities. All these arises at the same time, right? At the same time. Actually, for convenience sake, so we have to use in this way. Actually, I use it because according to aggregate. So actually, 5 aggregate is very famous in Buddhism, very important. So in many occasions, the Buddha used to preach his teachings using 5 aggregate, right? So sometimes the Buddha used 12 base, right? Sometimes the Buddha used 80 elements to deliver his sermon, to give his message. So here I use according to aggregate method, right? Aggregate method. Then after mental activities, consciousness come again, right? Vijnana khana, right? Consciousness come again. Actually, 5 aggregate is arranged in a way that actually the material phenomena are very obvious, right? Easy to see, right? Easy to see. Then feeling, very obvious, very clear in our mind. The bad feeling, good feeling, right? Then perception, also clear. But mental activity, not very much clear. Consciousness, the most subtle one, right? The most subtle one. So anyway, according to suttas, it go like this. It go like this, right? Actually, if we look at according to the sutta, it's quite clear, very clear to understand, right? Clear to understand. But Abhidhamma analyzed in detail. Actually, last week I have mentioned. So we have most of the time we have like continuum. Bhavanga. Bhavanga is the factor of life. Is if there is no active process of mind. So there will be a lot of like continuum in our mind. In our mind, right? So mind can be divided into 2 parts: active process of mind and an active process of mind, right? Actually, we see something, we hear something. Our mind is very active, right? So unconsciousness, ear consciousness, all these are very active. So therefore, so when we see something, excitement coming, right? So when we hear something, also a lot of excitement here. Active, very active. So actually, these are called, actually in Abhidhamma we call it viti. Mental process, active mental process. But bhavanga, like continuum, is not active. A very stable state of mind. So therefore, I show with the blue line, right? Blue line. For the Tauda, you know, right? We have a blue line. It's temporary time. The machine is not working, right? Totally flat. So this is a very settled one. Actually here, we shouldn't compare with the dead person. So when we are sleeping, our mind is not active. In those occasions, when we are sleeping, a lot of light continues. So those consciousness, we call it consciousness as well. Those consciousness are the result of our previous karma. The karma in previous life, right? Previous life. So if you do a lot of good deed, you can sleep well. If you cannot sleep very well, right? Something wrong with this. So what I want to say is, life continuum is a very stable and an active state of mind. Happening a lot, right? Even right now, my mind is very active, right? Thinking and speaking. Your mind also very active, right? Listening and thinking, rethinking. But even in those occasions, in between, a lot of life continuance happening, right? Happening. So what I want to say is, mind arises, one mind arises at a time. So after one mind arises and disappear, another mind movement arises again. So that mind movement disappear, another mind movement arises again. Going in this way, right? So if there is unconsciousness is going to arise in our mind, the life continuum have to cease or have to stop, right? This is we call it the nature of the mind, the law of the mind, right? The law of the mind, Chaitanya. So if unconsciousness is going to arise, so life continuum will stop, right? Actually, life continuum is not very active. Going, stream of bhavanga going very slowly, right? Not active. But unconsciousness is very strong, very active. So therefore, last week I explained, with the running, right? Somebody is running and your friend stop that person, but cannot stop at once, right? So you pass a little bit, your body is shaking, right? Like this. So we have originally we have a stream of bhavanga, a lot of bhavanga here. Then a little bit past bhavanga. And bhavanga vibrate. Vibration is bhavanga. And arrest bhavanga, stopped, totally stopped here. So actually, if after bhavanga, there is a 5-door switch. Actually, from 5-door switch onward, so these are called ahetuka. Ahetuka means rootless consciousness. There's no roots. So root, we have 6 type of roots. 3 unwholesome root, lobha, dosa, moha, right? And 3 wholesome root, alobha, adosa, amoha. So actually, all these are called wholesome and unwholesome actions, right? And also, of course, in the alobha, adosa, amoha can also be functional. So later we will go to that later, right? So roughly we can understand that. So 6 type of rules can be called wholesome and unwholesome actions, right? Wholesome and unwholesome actions, and kusala and akusala. But when there are rootless consciousness in our mind, just like a 5-door switch, unconsciousness, receiving, investigating, determining. So if these consciousness happening, occurring in our mind, there is no kusala or akusala. There is no wholesome actions or unwholesome actions. We cannot call. So therefore it is called ahetuka. So actually even Arahant, even the Buddha, they have all these one, right? All these one. The Buddha see something and fight or switch open. Then after that, unconsciousness arises. Then after seeing, after unconsciousness, then receiving consciousness. Receiving me receive the object. Receive the objects. Then after that, investigate the object. What is it, right? Then later on, determine it is short or tall, right? Like this. Beautiful or ugly, like this. Determine. Then after determination, then you enjoy the object fully. With the fully 100%. With the buying force, right? With the full of force. So that is called Javana. Javana originally means powerful force. So in this case, Javana can be according to your determination. If you determine wrongly, it will be unwholesome deed, unwholesome actions. If you determine correctly, in the right way, so that will be wholesome deed. And also it can be functional. Of course, if Arahant, the Buddha, functional. But according to Abhidhamma, so we have a 20 type of functional consciousness. So among them, only 2 functional consciousness can occur in our mind, in the ordinary people, right? So the rest of the 80 functional consciousness arises in the minds of Arahants, right? Pichika Buddha and the Buddha. The reason is, so when the Buddha or Arahant, when they see something, when they hear something, there is no karmic power. There is no karma formations. Therefore, just functioning, right? So later on I will explain to get better understanding. So here, if you look at this chart, so after Bhavanga, we will fight or switch. Unconsciousness, fight or switch, unconsciousness, receiving, investigating, determining. So all these are called ahetuka, rootless. So at that point, there is no roots. So there is no wholesome or unwholesome action, right? Just that. So therefore, in one of the meditation method is very famous in Buddhism. So actually, after we teach these 80 type of rootless consciousness, I will share that story, right? And that story, as well as the teachings of the Buddha, is very important one. So we can apply this meditation method in our daily life as well. So if you are practicing that meditation method, there is no karma, good or bad karma, right? Just functional consciousness. So if you are doing like this, you will become Arahant, right? Yeah, of course. If you can do it continuously, you will become Arahant. Because Arahant, the mind of Arahant, no karma, right? Because if you hear no karma, you will not understand, right? You will not understand it. Very honestly. Therefore, the Buddha said that. So we cannot think about the result of the karma. Oh, sorry, that is another thing. It's talking about karma. So actually, the result of the karma is very strange. So we cannot think everything in detail. So if you think everything in detail, it will be how to say, bewildering or confused, right? It's very difficult to understand in detail. I think if we learn about wholesome deed, I will share why. I will share the walking of the Karma, our actions. It's very important, I think. So what I want to say is the functional consciousness generally occurs only in Arahants. But of course, we have two functional consciousness. It occurs in our mind, right? So we are going to learn that. Here, Jhana means powerful force. So no need to worry. So in the third chapter, we will go in detail. The third chapter. So I will explain one by one, right? Bhavanga, what is Bhavanga, right? So I think what is Jhana? I think it's good to know. If you know, so you can, how to say, you can determine your mind. So what is happening in your mind? Here, Jhana are not ahetuka. So they have root, right? Wholesome and unwholesome roots. So therefore, they are not ahetuka. So today previous weeks, we have learned unwholesome consciousness, akusala citta, right? So we have 12 unwholesome consciousness. I think we have completed. Greed-rooted consciousness, hatred-rooted consciousness, and delusion-rooted consciousness. So all these are Lobha, Dosa, Moha are the origin of the cause of unwholesome deed, right? Wherever unwholesome thing you do, so all these three things are the cause or the root, right? The root. So we have learned number 2, wholesome consciousness. So after we learn this session, so we will learn wholesome consciousness. Today we are going to learn resident consciousness. Resident consciousness. So the resident consciousness are caused because of wholesome and unwholesome one. So if we do unwholesome consciousness and wholesome consciousness, and we will have resident consciousness. Number 4, functional consciousness. Today also we'll learn this one. Functional consciousness is just functioning. Just functioning. There's no karma formation. There's no karma. Just functioning. Right? So that is called functional consciousness. So today we'll learn number 3 and number 4. If we learn this section, so you will understand the ownership for karma. Actually, I have explained, right? So important that I explain a little bit again. So this is if we fully understand and accept these 80 rootless consciousness, we will have the idea of the ownership for karma. As a Buddhist, it's a very important one. If you still believe that things happen because of the god and goddesses, that means you don't believe this one. You don't have this right view. You have a wrong view, right? Wrong view. Normally, we don't believe ourselves. So therefore, if something happens, unlucky things in our life, we think that it caused because of someone or because of unseen beings, right? God or goddesses. So if you still believe that, that means you don't have right view. Actually, as a good Buddhist, you must have this right view, the idea of the ownership for karma. So actually, this one is mentioned in Sutta in this way. I am the owner of my karma. I will be the heir of whatever karma, good or bad, that I do. It's very important one, very clear, I think. If we do good things, we'll have a good result, right? if you are doing bad things, and you will have a bad result. Of course, as I said, in one of the sutta, the Buddha said that actually it is very difficult to think about the result of karma vipaka, the result or the karma. Sometimes even though you're doing good things, and unlucky things or bad things come to you, right? So therefore, there are so many, there's so many terms and conditions to decide. So in Dhammapada, the Buddha said two beautiful verses. The fool, even though he is doing foolish things, he see the good things, right? But at a time, so when these bad deeds, give rise, and he will suffer. So just like that, in the wise person, even though he is doing good things, and he is encountering bad consequences, right? But later on, he will have to enjoy the result of good deed. So, like what I want to say is, even though you are doing good things, so you may not experience that result at once. So there are so many terms and conditions, but you must understand that. So we are the owner of our own karma, right? So if you are talking nicely to the people will talk to you nicely. If you are not, then people will not. That is the owner of our karma, right? Owner of our karma. Actually, there is many things to talk about it. So if some people are rich, right? Some people are beautiful. Some people are famous. But we have to congratulate their achievement, right? We must understand that they are owner of their karma, right? Because they have done something good deed in previous life or in this life. So therefore, they have such a good things. So we must have this understanding. So that is called karma sakata samadhi, the right view of the ownership of karma. So we must understand that. So if you accept this one, you are a good Buddhist. Otherwise, cannot call. Actually, this is a basic level, in Buddhism, a basic level, right? Buddhism believes that we have karma, the result of the karma. I think it's quite obvious, right? It's quite obvious. Of course, there are some occasions that some people take care of their health. They do a lot of exercise, but they still have diseases, serious diseases, just like a cancer or stroke, right? There are some, some occasions. But in those occasions, of course, it's very difficult to accept the ownership for karma. But therefore, so regarding with the karma, so we have one sutta, very famous sutta, very good sutta. As I said, I will share when I talk about the good deed, right? Showing some beautiful pictures. So in this way, you can visualize in your mind, right? Okay, this is if you learn this one, you will have the right view of the idea of ownership for karma. So if you have a right view, and you will have right intention. Right view is samadhi, the first factor of Noble Eightfold Path. And second one is right intention, right? Right intention. Sama Sankappa. Right intention we can call it right attitude or right thought. So if we have a right attitude, then you will have a right speech and right actions as well, right? So actually, we can look at it in this way. Right view. So first, we must trying to have a right view. So if you have a right view, then right intention, your attitude, your thinking will be good. Then if you have a right intention, right thinking, your speeches, your actions also will be right, going in this way, right? If your actions are good, you will have a good result, right? A good result. So in this way, I think you must understand the ownership for karma. The karma theory, we can call it karma theory. Quite simple, right? Quite simple. Actually, we can think about. Recently, I read an article. One of the girls, she converted to Christianity from Buddhism at the age of 13. At the age of 13, because she fed up with rising rituals in Buddhism. She couldn't understand rising rituals in Buddhism. At the age of 23, she converted to atheism. No religion at all, because she couldn't believe, she couldn't accept the idea of God. So therefore, now she is atheist, no religion. So when I read that way, rising rituals, in Buddhism, we have dana, sila, bhavana, right? 3. In other words, we can say sila, samadhi, panya. Dana means generosity of giving. There's no rising ritual, right? No rising rituals. If you give, people will love you, right? People will love you. And second one is dana, sila, morality, a good conduct. So if you have a good conduct, a good speech, a good bodily behavior, right? Then there's no rising rituals. No rising rituals. Bhavana, meditation, no, not at all. Right? Not at all. Even slight degree of rising ritual, no. So therefore, we Buddhists just look at outer appearance, just following rising rituals, right? Rising rituals. So I think that girl doesn't understand Buddhism. So just understand rising rituals in Buddhism. In Buddhism, there is no such a thing. Of course, we don't. I'm not condemning rising rituals. Rising rituals are important, of course. So therefore, Venerable Kechari Dhammananda, and he said that the rising rituals are important to attract the public. Just to attract the public, right? So therefore, even in Mangala Vihara, we still have a rising rituals to attract the public. So these are not Buddhism, right? These are not Buddhism. But lucky that here in Mangala Vihara, we have fewer rising rituals. Only very, a little bit of rising rituals. So the rest, we are really following teachings of the Buddha, right? A lot of classes, a lot of teachings. So we're very lucky. Actually, for me, I'm very lucky to stay here. No rising ritual here. Only slight degree of rising rituals, right? So therefore, to understand Buddhism, dana, sila, bhavana, one way, right? Another way is sila, samadhi, panya, right? Sila is moral conduct. Samadhi, mental training. Samadhi, concentration. We train our mind, right? Samadhi, panya, wisdom, right? Wisdom. No rising ritual at all. So if we understand in this way, so I very often think that the Buddha is atheist. Do you agree? Buddha is atheist in terms of wisdom dictionary. The Buddha doesn't believe, right? What do you think?
So some say Buddha is the reformist.
Okay, all formalists. What do you think? Here.
So to say, is Buddhism a religion? No. Or it's not. So religion.
Yeah, of course. Many scholars said that Buddhism is not a religion. So here, religion means believing God, right? Believe in God. Of course, we have a lot of gods and goddesses. We believe that. But they are the owner of their karma, right? Nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. So therefore, we still believe God and goddesses, not supernatural being who created the world or who created our destiny, right? In a sense that Buddhism is not religion. So therefore, we can say that the Buddhists are atheists. So therefore, the Dalai Lama is very smart. So he always point out that actually he didn't compare directly, but indirectly he said that the atheists and Buddhists are similar. So in this way, he attracts so many Westerners. So so many Westerners became Buddhist. Of course, if we are just following rites and rituals, we also belong to one type of religions, right? One type of religions. So actually, therefore, also to understand what is Buddhism, what is Buddhist teaching, is very important, right? Very important. So therefore, this is the advertisement. Next year, I will teach Dana Sila Bhavana again. So it will be in detail, so you will understand what is Dana, and what is Sila, and what is meditation, right? So actually this year we'll finish about meditation, and then you don't need to attend this year because it's very advanced. So if you come halfway, it's difficult to understand. So what I mean is next year, if you learn, maybe I will teach 2-year course. So based on the suttas, not blindly. So based, I will give you suttas. So we will discuss what the sutta said and what the scholar says. So in this way, you will if you understand Dana Sila Bhavana, you understand Buddhism. So other than that, no, nothing, right? Nothing. Dana Sila Bhavana, right? So here, as a Buddhist, at least we must have the right view or the idea of ownership for karma. In Pali, it's called Karma Sakata Samadhi. So as a Burmese, if they hear this Pali, they understand, because they often listen to the Dhamma talk, right? So the monks always use the term Karma Sakata Samadhi. So this is the right view of the karma. Karma means if you have a right view and you have right intention. So if you have a right intention, you will have a right speeches and right actions. It's very important, very simple one, right? There's no divine beings. There's no rites and rituals. Very simple one. Very simple one. If you are unlucky, think about your karma, right? Think about your karma. Something wrong with your view and with your intention, right? With your speeches, with your actions. So what we have to look at only 3. Whether we have right view, right intention, right speeches, or right actions. That's all. So if you are lucky, you have this one, right? It's very important. So here, right intention is nothing but devoid of lobha, dosa, moha. Right? Lobha, dosa, moha. Okay. So if you understand, if you read, if you learn 80 rootless consciousness, you will have this one, the idea of ownership for karma. So we have 80 rootless consciousness. Number one, unwholesome resident consciousness. So if you are doing unwholesome actions, if you have unwholesome consciousness will be 12, right? 12 unwholesome consciousness, and you will have 7 resident. Then if you are doing good things, and you will have a rootless wholesome resident consciousness, we have 8. Then rootless functional consciousness. So this is nothing to do with wholesome action or unwholesome actions, just functional, right? Just functional. So altogether 80. So let's study unwholesome resident consciousness. So these chaitas are the result of unwholesome karmas. So that is called akusala karma. Actually, karma and karma and akusala chaita, akusala unwholesome consciousness, are a little bit different, right? Little bit different. Unwholesome consciousness is wrong intention, right? Akusala karma is wrong speeches, wrong actions, right? So based on the mind, action, karma arises. So we have to, sometimes you may misunderstand, right? So here, so these chaitas are the result of unwholesome, actually not karma, unwholesome consciousness, right? Unwholesome consciousness. Of course, in other words, we can also say that unwholesome karma, right? Unwholesome karma. So if we are doing a lot of unwholesome things, so you will experience these consciousness. So you will have these consciousness. The objects experienced by these chaitas are unpleasant and undesirable. Neta in Pali. Of course, if you are doing unwholesome things, you will encounter unwholesome objects, right? You will hear unpleasant sounds. You have to eat unpleasant food. You will have a unpleasant smell, right? Unpleasant touch. This is a very simple one, right? Very simple one. So therefore, this is the idea of ownership for karma, right? You do bad things, speech, use unwholesome speeches, and do unwholesome actions, then you will have all these one, right? All these consciousness. So therefore, the objects you experience also will be unpleasant and also undesirable. So the impact of the object on the first 4 sense faculties. Actually, we have 7, right? So the first 4 faculty is weak. So therefore, it is associated with the neutral feeling. So actually, the experience is weak. So therefore, the feeling is not very clear, right? Not clear. So therefore, it's called neutral feeling. Sometimes the impact of the object is not strong and weak. So therefore, it is neutral feeling. So the reason is, so I think that to understand mental process, then I will share one simile. Actually, when we teach Abhidhamma, the mental process, we share this simile. So if we hear this simile, it will be quite clear, right? Whether it is strong or weak. a man is sleeping under the mango tree, sleeping, covering his head with the blanket, support with the blanket, right? Blanket, sleeping. So that is called bhavanga, light continuance, right? Light continuance. By that time, a mango fall down. Near by him, right? Mango fall down. Actually, it is a vibration, you know, vibration. Vibration is bhavanga. Then he opened the blanket. Open the blanket means on 5 door switch. You open, right? You open. Then you see the mango. That man see the mango. That is unconsciousness, right? Unconsciousness. He doesn't know whether it is good or not, whether it is ripe or not ripe, right? Then he take it, that mango with his hand. Take it. That means receiving. He received the mango. Then he investigate, squeezing, right? Whether it is ripe or not. He investigate the mango, right? That is investigation. Even at that level, he doesn't have any strong desire to eat, right? No desire to eat yet. Just now investigating whether it is ripe or not. Then he decided that, wow, this is a very ripe, and also it was very tasty, determination, right? He determined. Then after that, he enjoy. He eat it with the buying force, right? He eat it. So that is called javana. So by that time, he fully enjoyed the object, right? He fully enjoyed the object. Then after that, he even swallow his salivas. That is 2 registrations, right? Then he finished eating the mango, but the taste is so good that he swallowed the salivas. 2 registrations. Then after that, he cover blanket and fall asleep again. So that is bhavanga. And if you see that simile, it's quite clear, right? So by that time, when you see the mango, no strong desire to eat, right? Need to take it, need to examine, and need to determine, right? Need to accept, need to receive, and need to investigate whether it is good or whether it is right or not. Then you have to determine. Only after that you have a desire to eat, right? Desire to eat. So what I want to say is, the moment you see the mango, the moment you have eye consciousness, the moment you have ear consciousness, the moment you have nose consciousness, the moment you have taste consciousness, there's no the object is not strong yet. So therefore, neutral feeling, just like the man, right? Just like the man. So the moment he is taking the mango and determining, investigating, no desire to eat, right? Just neutral feeling. Only determination, only after determination, strong feeling, right? I want to eat it, I want to eat it. It's very good like this, right? So what I want to say is, the first 4 sense faculties are weak. So therefore, it is associated with the neutral feeling. In other words, we call it equanimity, right? Equanimity. Number 1, unconsciousness accompanied by equanimity. So therefore, equanimous feeling, right? So the moment you have unconsciousness, actually according to Abhidhamma, So a lot of bhavanga, then 5 doors switch, the door open, then you see, right? The moment you see, you don't know anything. Just see that is object, right? Just seeing. You do not know whether it is a human beings or animal or an object, like this. So it needs a lot of, mental process, cognitive process. So even you complete unconsciousness mental process, you do not know it yet. You need a lot of mental activities, mental process. Then only you determine, this is my friend. So this is so and so, right? Like this. So therefore, the Buddha said that. So he do not see anything. So which is more quicker than the speed of the mind. So the speed of the mind is so quick that he couldn't see the comparison. He said that. So therefore, the speed of the mind is very quick, within a short period of time. So our mind is walking very quickly. We do not know because we are not mindful. We don't have concentrations, right? But if you are concentrated, if you are full of concentrations, you know it very well. So therefore, even though we have unconsciousness, we do not know. Just see, right? Just see. So by that time, there is no wholesome or unwholesome action. Just ahituka, right? Rootless. So here, unconsciousness accompanied by equanimity. Unconsciousness is not strong. Actually, very weak. One of the weakest consciousness among the 89 consciousness. One of the. So actually here is unwholesome resident. So what we have to understand is, when you see unpleasant things, understand that you have done something bad. When you hear unpleasant sounds, you understand that you have done something wrong. This is the idea of ownership of karma. The right view about the karma, right? Right view about the karma. So everything depends on our own karma. So here, unwholesome resident consciousness, you will see unpleasant things, right? With your own eye. So by that time, remember that you have done something bad, right? As a Singaporean, I will say that you are very lucky. One of the luckiest people in the world. Wherever you see, very pleasant, right? The government created very good environment. Environment is very clear, right? So you can enjoy the fruit of the result of karma, right? So in this way, this is the result of unwholesome deed. So if you are from poor country, you are likely to see unpleasant things, right? So this is because of unwholesome resident consciousness. So understanding this is the right view, right? Right view. It's very important. Next one, ear consciousness. So if you hear unpleasant sounds, people are complaining and gossiping and criticizing, right? Tarnishing your image like this. Remember that you have done something wrong, right? No need to feel depressed, right? No need to feel depressed. No need to feel angry. Just acknowledge your actions. So if you do unwholesome things, you are likely to hear unpleasant sounds, right? As a monk, as a Buddhist monk, we are living in the temple. We hardly hear unpleasant sounds. We hardly hear. Because we are doing good things, right? We are doing good things. So that is because of good karma, right? Because of good karma, right? Actually living in the good place, right? Living in the good place, and the people in their job may be very, frustrating or a bad nature, but when they come to temple, their mind change, right? So therefore, as a Buddhist monk, very lucky, very lucky, because we experience the pleasant sounds, right? Pleasant sounds. Of course, sometimes we may hear unpleasant sounds because of our bad karma, right? Bad karma. But determination is very important. How you determine will decide whether it will be good or bad, right? Even though you hear unpleasant sounds, so if you have a good determination, we call it in the mind process, right? After investigating, you know that it is not good sound, unpleasant sound. It is not a good sight. It is an unpleasant sight. But your determination, your thinking is very good. Your intention or your attitude is good. Then that unpleasant sounds, unpleasant sight seeing change to wholesome things. So therefore, it is called in Pali Yoniso Manasikara. Yoniso Manasikara. Is there anyone who here who have heard of that Pali word? 3, 4, 5. Yoniso Manasikara. Actually, my pronunciation is anyway good. Actually, it is translated as a wise attention, intention, right? Wise intention, because we have a good intention or good attitude, where even though we hear unpleasant sounds, complaints and criticisms or grumbles or like this, but we have a good determination or yoniso manasikara, then it became good deed. So therefore very important. Then number 3, nose consciousness. If you have bad smell in your house, that means you didn't clean your house. That is bad karma, right? Bad karma. If you do not clear your house, bad smell, you have a bad smell, right? So the result of unwholesome deed, right? Unwholesome deed. If you clear, if you make all the time, cleaning your house will be a good smell, right? So therefore, if you encounter bad smell, also remember that you have done something bad deed. And number 4, tongue consciousness. If you are eating, nasty food, that means you have done something bad, right? So actually, what I want to say is we are talking in general. So there are many conditions to decide the result of karma, right? So as the Buddha said, it is very difficult to think about the result of the karma vipaka, right? Here, if you have a bad smell, think about at home, right? Tongue consciousness. If you are eating a delicious food, so that means you're very lucky. Some people, even though they are very rich, they do not eat good food, right? So actually something wrong with their mindset. So that means bad action, I would say bad deed, right? So therefore, all the first 4 consciousness or the unwholesome resident consciousness, so the moment they arise, so the mind is still weak, right? Just like the man under the body, under the mango tree. So the moment he see, doesn't know, right? He doesn't have desire to eat. Neutral feeling is mind, right? Neutral feeling is mind. So just like that, so when we have eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, so that may stay weak. So neutral feeling, right? So you do not know, even though you have you have a ear consciousness, you can't decide yet. You can't decide yet whether it is a sound or not, right? So there are a lot of mental process. Next one is body consciousness, accompanied by pain. The object's impact on the body faculty is strong, and thus the accompanying feeling is bodily pain. So this one is strong. Something touch your body, quickly you know it, right? Very quick, because touch is very strong, right? Very obvious. So therefore, it is not neutral feeling at all. It became bodily pain. So when you cut your hand, right? Quickly you know it, painful feeling. If somebody slap, right? Slap you and quickly know it, because it's painful feeling, right? So if you have all these painful feeling, remember that you have done something bad, something unwholesome. So everything depends on our own action. So we are owner of our own karma. Whatever we do, good or bad, so this will be the heir of your karma, right? Karma. So this is the right view regarding with the karma. So if you have a right view, we will have a less suffering. Sometimes we cannot accept our current situation, right? So that means you don't have right view about karma. If you have wrong attitude, you will suffer in your mind, right? You will suffer in your mind. So therefore, acceptance is very important, or right view or right attitude. So this is number 5. Then number 6 is nothing new. So we have learned that receiving the object, right? So receiving consciousness accompanied by equanimity. So when you recall the simile, the man under the mango tree, the moment he take it, right? Neutral feeling, stay neutral feeling. No desire to eat yet, right? Then the moment he investigate, suppose you investigate the book on a bookshelf, right? You browse, you investigate whether it is a good book or not. Just neutral feeling. You don't want this one yet, right? So the moment investigation consciousness, that's just neutral feeling. So all these are called unwholesome resident consciousness. Receiving consciousness and the investigating consciousness arise only in 5 sense doors. 5 sense doors. Eye, ear, nose, tongue, and the body. Only 5 sense doors. Not in the mind door. So in the mind, very quick. And you open the mind door, quickly you enjoy it. You have a jhana. So therefore, in the mind door, there is no receiving or no investigating. Mind is very quick. So therefore, no need to investigate. Quickly you enjoy it, right? So you think about somebody, then quickly you angry, right? Quickly you fall in love, like this. So this is a receiving consciousness and investigating consciousness. All these 2 consciousness arise only in 5 sense doors, not in mind door. As you know, so it is important to know with 6 doors, right? 6 doors. So it is important in meditation as well. So therefore, the Buddha used six-door method. It is called in Pali ayatana, the based, right? The based. We have 6 internal based and 6 external based. I think you know it, right? I have explained it. Any question up to now? Any question? So previous 7 consciousness arises because of our unwholesome consciousness. Unwholesome consciousness. In other words, unwholesome karma, right? We can also say that. Actually, directly we can say unwholesome consciousness. Then we can also say unwholesome karma. Karma is nothing but bodily and verbal and mental action, right? Mental action. Now, wholesome resident consciousness. We have 8. But here, remember that we have one word, rootless. Rootless. In previous consciousness, there is no the word rootless. Because there is only unwholesome resident consciousness. There is no other place. But we have a lot of unwholesome resident consciousness. So that will be mentioned in later word. So therefore, to distinguish from the consciousness mentioned later, so the word rootless, ahituka, is added. These chadas arise as a result of wholesome karma. If you do wholesome things, good things, and you will have all these consciousness. So as it is a wholesome karma, wherever you see, wherever you hear, all these objects also will be desirable or pleasant or extremely desirable. 2 things. So normal one and special one, right? Normal and special. So desirable, eta, extremely desirable, ati-eta. So this is a good karma. So whether you encounter, you experience good things, remember that because of your own action, not because of somebody else, right? Not because of somebody else. You might say that because of my parents, but they became your parents because of your karma, right? Karma. If you are behaving, if your parents are still good, if you are behaving in a bad way, in a wrong way, the parent will not take care of you, right? Like this. So everything becomes our own karma. We will 8 to distinguish from wholesome residence with the root. So the word rootless is added here. So we have a lot of wholesome resident consciousness associated with the root. So that will be mentioned later. So to distinguish from them. So here we added the word rootless, ahituka, right? I think after learning, I think better read this one, right? Better read this book. Otherwise, after learning, you will forget. You will forget. Page is mentioned here. CMA 42, right? It's mentioned. So it is important. But one of my students, so she had learned Abhidhamma, I think 20 years ago, with the Burmese Abhidhamma teacher in Singapore. But she said she forgot about everything. So therefore, I think before you forget, have to digest, right? So if you digest, no, you will not forget. You will remember every time. Actually, remember that we are learning Abhidhamma. Actually, we are learning teachings of the Buddha. using Abhidhamma frame, right? Using Abhidhamma model. So actually, what we are learning is teachings of the Buddha, especially about our mind, right? About our mind. I think we can apply it. We can apply this knowledge in our life. Also, we can apply it in meditation as well, right? Meditation as well. So here, we have 8 wholesome resident consciousness. Previously, unwholesome resident consciousness is only 7, right? So here, 8. The reason is, investigating consciousness is divided into 2. So we have 2 objects, right? Desirable objects and extremely desirable objects, right? So therefore, one type of investigating consciousness is accompanied by neutral feeling in regard to desirable objects. Actually here, CMA 42 is the page. Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma, right? Comprehensive Manual of Abhidhamma. So easier for you to refer to, right? And also we have another book, the Handbook of Abhidhamma, Abhidhamma Studies, sorry. Handbook of Abhidhamma Studies. Actually, I forgot to send out this one. So if I remember, I will say, sorry. Actually, I will send that soft copy, right? But I also give you page number. So in this way, you can go and study by yourself, right? Normally, if you read the Handbook of Abhidhamma, you will understand what I teach 100%, right? So actually almost the same, but of course presentation, how we present may be different, right? Different. So another one is accompanied by joy, somanasa. So if the object is extremely desirable, together with the joy, right? Together with the joy. So if the mango look very nice, the man under the mango tree will be very happy when he was investigating the mango, right? If the mango look very nice with the yellow color, right? Yellow color, he will be happy. It is extremely desirable, right? He will be happy while he is investigating the mango. Sometimes we see something. If the object is extremely desirable, then we're very happy to examine, right? While we are examining that object, very happy. A good pleasant song, pleasant music, right? You hear a pleasant and soothing music, then it is extremely desirable for you, right? Then while examining what is it, then you will join together with the joy. So therefore, regarding with wholesome resident consciousness, so investigation consciousness is divided into 2 because of the objects you experience. If it is desirable objects, neutral feeling. Normal objects, right? Neutral feeling. And extremely desirable objects, that is together with the joy. Actually, we are talking in general. It's also, we cannot say, uncertainty. Suppose you bought, today you buy a very expensive luxurious car, right? You're very happy to see and to use that car, right? After 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, no joy at all. Just neutral feeling, right? The same object, the same objects. So what I want to say is we are talking in general. We're talking in general. So if the object is normal object, neutral feeling, but even though it is very extremely desirable things, for rich people, right? $1 million is nothing, right? For poor people, that is very big, right? Very big. Depends on the person as well. So we are talking in general. So we are using Abhidhamma method, Abhidhamma model. So therefore, investigation consciousness is divided into 2. Therefore, it became 8, right? So therefore, the rest are the same. Number 1, unconsciousness accompanied by equanimity. If you see pleasant things, if you are associating nice people, if you are watching a nice movie, right? So that will be the result of good karma, right? The result of good karma. Very important. Unconsciousness. That if you are hearing a pleasant sounds, people are praising, people are talking nicely, just like monks in the temple, right? Actually, normally people talking nicely. Actually, is it because of good deed, right? Because of good deed. So I think it is also clear to everyone. The nose consciousness, you have a good smell, and tongue consciousness, eating good food, chewing good things like this, right? And drinking the good things. So these are because of wholesome resident consciousness. So all these ones are weak, stay weak. So therefore, accompanied by equanimity, neutral feeling. The body accompanied by, sorry, is a copy, not pain. So what is it? Copy paste. Copy paste error. Pleasure, right? Together with the pleasure. Sorry. It's up to, I think later I will prepare. I will change it. Accompanied by pleasure, right? So if you experience pleasant things with your body, of course it's a pleasant. Pleasure, right? Pleasure. It's a sukha, not dukkha. Accompanied by sukha or pleasure, right? Then also, if this is the result of wholesome action, so you the receiving consciousness also can be compared as a reception in the hotel, right? Reception in the hotel. So if the guests look nice, they will receive nicely, right? If the guest is very ugly or very poor, they will not receive nicely, right? So here is, as a result of good deeds, so receiving consciousness also good, but stay accompanied by equanimity. Here, investigating if it is extremely desirable things, objects, then the investigating consciousness will be accompanied by joy, right? Accompanied by joy. If normal object, then accompanied by equanimity. So therefore, investigation consciousness is divided into 2, became 8, right? Became 8. So this is a wholesome resident rootless consciousness with 8. Any question? These are talking about, we are talking about action, right? We are talking about good and bad actions, good and bad karma. So if you understand these two, you understand, you have a right view about the karma, your own karma, right? Sometimes you will see unpleasant things in your office, right? In your office, in your family, even in your temple. Don't think that. So when you come to temple, you will have a good leg, right? sometimes you have a wrong view. Based on wrong view, you have a wrong intention or wrong attitude. Based on wrong attitude, wrong speeches, wrong action, right? So therefore, even though you are coming to a good place, everything depends on your mind. Mangala Vihara is the same for everyone. The same for everyone. How you see, right? How you investigate, how you determine is different. For me, I would say that this temple is really, really nice, I would say. Really nice because I look at people, right? I look at people. And also, we have a less rites and rituals. Purely education. Purely education. And also combining with the faith. We have academic as well as faith, right? Chanting, puja. Puja are connected with the faith. It is important to combine faith and wisdom. These have to go hand in hand. Otherwise, you will get lost. You will get lost. So if you are just focused on academic without faith, just like we call it the man without leg. Without leg, he can see, right? He cannot walk. But you have a lot of faith, no intellectual knowledge. That is just like without eye, right? You cannot see, but you have a leg, right? So we have to go hand in hand. Faith and intellectual knowledge have to go hand in hand, right? So therefore, the combination of all these ones. So we have Pali College, we have a Sunday school, we have a lot of classes, and also we have puja. Actually, puja is very important because if you see many Buddhist temples, right? Actually, no stable attendance. But here we have stable attendance. So puja is very important. Very important. We have to go, we have to attend. So this is therefore combination of faith and wisdom, right? Very, very good idea. So therefore, how you determine, this is the way I determined, right? The way I receive and the way I investigate, the way I determined. So therefore, the way I talk, the way I act will be good, right? Good. Of course, if I do not like, I will go back. That is very important. So no attachment, right? We have to left, no attachment, right? No attachment. So if we have a lot of attachment, no suffering will come, right? Suffering will come. Okay, these are wholesome resident consciousness with 8, right? So if you are doing wholesome things, so you will have all these ones. Wherever you see, hear, and smell, taste, and touch, receiving, investigating will be good. So this is the right knowledge or right view about the karma, the ownership for our own karma. We are the owner of our own karma, right? Owner of our own karma. Any question? Sorry? Sorry? Puja is? Oh, rites and rituals. Rites and rituals. Actually, puja is not. Because in meditations, we have Buddha Nosati, the recollection of the quality of the Buddha, and recollection of the quality of Dhamma and Sangha. So actually in the puja, if you read translations, you will know that whatever we chant, all these are the quality of the Dhamma Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So therefore, it depends on our determination, right? How we determine. Some people come to attend puja expecting something, right? If they come to attend puja, they will have prosperity like this, success. They will have a job, right? Actually, different according to their determination. The degree of the result will be different, right? So as for me, I understand Pali, so therefore, while I'm chanting, I understand what is it. So I know that while I'm chanting, closing my eye, so I'm recollecting the quality of Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, right? I think if we can do that, that is one of the meditation. It's meditations, the higher good deed in Buddhism, right? Higher good deed in Buddhism. So, of course, as a lay devotee, you may not understand why you are chanting, but I think it's good to learn first, right? So anyway, even you attend chanting, you will experience the bliss, right? The bliss. Because you're coming with the right intention, right? Right intention. The moment you are hearing, the moment you are chanting, good deed, good deed. Sorry?
If you are offered Dhamma,
Okay.
and you don't give, you are not attending the puja, what's the difference?
Oh. So you know, dana is offering or giving. You can give to the Buddha, you can give to the Sangha, you can give to your friend, your parents, even the beggar, even to the enemies, right? It's the giving. But the giving, after giving, sila, moral conduct, right? Then after moral conduct, meditation. It goes like this. So actually in the Pali Canon, so it is mentioned that the Buddha used gradual discourse. The gradual discourse. The first one is called dana, giving. The lowest one, I would say, right? And after dana, sila. Sila is second highest. Then after sila, the Buddha may talk talking about heavenly realm. After you do dana and sila, you can go to heaven, and also you can go to a good destination, just like a human realm, and also heaven, right? Then after that, for those who have a mature knowledge, the Buddha will talk about the Buddha will talk about disadvantages of sensual pleasures. For those who have a mature knowledge, the Buddha will talk that sensual pleasures are not good. Do not do it, especially for monks, right? Not for most of the time, lay devotee, dana, sila, and sakakata, only 3. But for those who have a higher and mature knowledge, then he will teach the disadvantages of sensual pleasures. It's not good, don't do that. Then after that, the Buddha may talk about that, to renounce those sensual pleasures. Renunciation. So we have learned that, right? You renounce not to watch. You renounce not to listen music. You renounce not to eat meat like this, right? So all these are renunciation. Renunciation. This is good. Then only after that, the Buddha will talk the special sermon of the Buddha. Buddhas, not only one Buddha, the Buddhas. Copyright. Actually, this is a copyright of all the Buddhas, not from other religions. I would say that. Now, the other religions, you cannot find the Four Noble Truth. You cannot find. They will not talk about it, right? They will not talk about it. This is the copyright of the Buddhism, I would say, right? Copyright of the Buddhism. It's go like this. It's go like this, right? Usually, of course, giving is very good. Of course, it's very good. But if you have a moral contact, if you are talking nicely, if you are behaving nicely in with your body, that is sila, right? It's much better. But if you meditate, if you train your mind, much better. Because everything comes from your mind. Therefore, right view, right intention, all these are the mind, right? So based on that, speeches and actions come. So therefore, meditation is the best, right? Actually, Four Noble Truths is nothing but meditation. Okay? Any question? I think that we don't have no time to go to next functional consciousness. Actually, functional consciousness is very important. Okay, one more question. Sorry. Will it be easy? Will it be easy for?
When one has developed his mindfulness to a very high level through meditation, and his mental faculties are very sharp,
okay.
will it be difficult for his mental development to
Mental? Or to see or?
when one has developed his mindfulness to a very high level,
Yeah.
and his mental faculties become very sharp, will it be difficult for his mental development like those stuff?
Of course, yes, of course, yes. Because we are developing mindfulness all the time. We are mindful. While we are talking, while we are using our bodily behavior, we are mindful, right? The moment you have mindfulness, there is no space or no room for defilements. So therefore, very difficult to arise. If mental faculties, just like in mindfulness, concentration, and right effort, all these are sharp, of course, very difficult for defilements, right? So okay, next week I will try to relate functional consciousness and also the mind of Arahant, right? Okay. Yo varatam pavaro manu jesu sakya muni bhagavakata kecho paragato bala viriya samangi Tan sukatan saranatamu bemi Ragavi ragamanin jamasokan Dhammama sangatama patikulan Madurami mambagu Nan suvipatan Dhammami man saranatamu bemi Yata chade nama hapalamahu Chatu susi supuri sayugesu Atacha Bogala Dhammadasate Sangami Mansaranata Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you everyone.